She-Hulk. You never remember how they fake botted their scores on IMDb, and they gave them a bunch of fake review bomb ups, and to kind of counter out the fake downsies, and they all counteracted themselves. Well, that's nothing. That ain't got nothing. Megan Thee Stallion, the WAP lady herself, from the Ben Shapiro video,
Wet ass P word. Make that pullout game weak.
is going to be showing it to us in Marvel. Right now, she's going to be showing us her wet.
I thought it was Cardi B who wrote the song, and then Megan Thee Stallion was the feature, but I don't know.
Ass P word. She's got a wet ass P word. That's her wet ass P word. That's her wet ass P word.
Yeah, you effin' with some wet ass P word. P word is female genitalia.
P word is female genitalia.
Yeah, there it is. And is going to be scooting all over She-Hulk so we can hear about how bad student loan debt is and how horrible it is to be a woman and maternity leave and whatever else.
I'll be honest. I don't understand why they're upset about a cameo. You know, most TV shows have cameos in some regard. Like, I love King of the Hill. I really do. They have a lot of cameos. They had Green Day play a garage punk band. They had Snoop Dogg play a pimp. They had Macho Man Randy Savage basically play himself. They literally had Kid Rock play Kid Rock. I mean, cameos happen, dude.
And it's empowering, and we can't say anything other than it's empowering. So she is going to be... She could be a hero or a villain. Who knows? Who knows? Will she be simulating squirting on camera again, like she did at the VMAs? Or no, it wasn't VMAs. It was the Grammys 2 years ago in 20.
Oh no, provocative artist does something provocative. Wah, wah, wah. I don't want to hear it. You should know something. You should know better.
20. Probably. She probably will be. She is very stunning and or brave in that tight leather fetish wear. That's not leather, is it? That's rubber. You gotta powder yourself down before you wear that, too.
Wah. This woman has a Misfits poster in her background. Like, we saw it when we were watching her meltdown video. But, like, what does she expect for that? That's like saying, like, oh boy, here comes the Misfits. Why they got skeletons on? That's scary. Why are they singing about horror things? That's scary. Like, you're ridiculous. You are silly.
Oh, poor woman. Anywho. She-Hulk. That's not the right one. Where are you? Oh, I didn't bring it. It's over here. That one. That's the one we wanted. Women writing is a recipe for success, except when it isn't. Like in the case of She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
I was right and Bruce was wrong.
Because what you have as She-Hulk Attorney at Law is 3 very wealthy, very privileged women, or a lot of them anyway, coming to us after going to boarding schools that cost $70,000 a year, having the nerve to tell me how oppressed they are.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
And you know what I say to the She-Hulk writer's room? I'm sick and tired of hearing rich women tell me that they have it rough. You're not speaking for me. You're mocking me.
Alright, listen. No one likes hearing rich people complain. I sure as hell don't. Right? But, like, rich people can still speak on issues on, like, other things. Like, a black rich man can still face racism, right? It's pretty simple. Like, it's all virtue signal, it's all this, that, and the other. But it's annoying to hearing rich people talk about it. Like Angela Merkel and Prince Harry when they were on Oprah, and they were like, it's really hard going through, you know? And you get Oprah's like, I know it is. I can relate. And everyone's just like, you idiots don't know real pain. You're rich. Oprah wasn't always rich. And even though I have a strong disdain for Oprah because she comes from this state. She doesn't really do much to give back to it, the community. But she honestly had a pretty sad time growing up, right? So she does know this pain. And also still within her industry, I imagine she still has to deal with a lot of like racial backlash, especially like when at her prime. And yeah, a black woman within the royal family is still going to experience a lot of like racial shit because she's the first black woman in the royal family. So they are rich, and it is annoying to hear it from them, but they're not wrong when they say these things. These things that they say are just true. It's just you don't want to hear rich people complain because you're like, man, they're rich. Fuck them. But what they say is still true.
Mocking me, and you're telling me that you're better than me, but you still have it hard. So what the hell am I? What do you want to happen to me? You want me rounded up and thrown in a poorhouse somewhere? Do you want me put in a FEMA camp? Is that what you want? Yes, that is what they want, actually, I think. Probably because these rich women have no reason to complain.
I like how she says this, and she's wealthier than the average woman. Being, living off like Patreon donations, super chats, live streams, stuff, and ad revenue, you live pretty wealthily. I'm not. I have barely 100 followers or 100 subscribers on YouTube and 160 on Twitch. I'm a small guy who lives with an apartment with roommates and lives off the money I get from summer work. Because it's school and it sucks. But yeah, I'm not wealthy. I live probably below the poverty line since the actual take-home money I'm getting is not very much, considering almost 99% of it goes back to school. But yeah, I'm not wealthy. I think it's annoying hearing her say like, I'm not wealthy when my life's harder than yours. Yeah, it is also annoying. Like, this lady is like at least like, middle class, upper middle class, lower middle, somewhere in the middle class. And most Americans don't even classify as middle class anymore. So, yeah, she sits lower, she sits higher than most women. And she still over here is like, how dare you on top talk for us on the bottom? Well, like, how dare you above me talk about us on the bottom, It's a stupid game.
And that's all they do in She-Hulk. There's such a thing as being too close to the subject writing. Uh-huh. Yeah, you're too close to it and you don't know what you're talking about. You're there trying to be a voice for women and forgetting that you're not a voice for anybody other than your privileged own selves.
Bruh, I never heard such a statement. Yes, you're trying to be a voice for women, but you're not well, you are women, but you're a third gender. You're rich women.
Student loans are very serious. Not to me. They don't matter one lick of difference to me. I didn't take any out.
Oh, how caring of you. Most annoying fucking Redbubble ad. I hate this music. I hate that I get Redbubble ads only because I have a shop. Wait, I didn't take out student loans, therefore I don't care about it. See, I hate anti-SJWs always trying to parade like a centrist. Meanwhile, they have takes like this. It's something that really does get on my nerves. But Jesus Christ, what's going on in her fucking trending at the time when she recorded this? Oh my God, Civil War castration? The fuck? I shouldn't ask. But yeah, here she is. It's like, they only know them privileged selves. And meanwhile, she's talking down on everyone who took out a student loan. It's like, wow, tone deaf. Literally fucking the minute. The comedic timing is perfect. It's impeccable. Like, I hate people talking down to me. But also, if you took out student loans, you're an idiot. Pay them back. Wow. Just wow.
I was never rich enough to get one, to be honest.
Not rich enough to get a student loan? Bro, they hand them shits out to anybody. They hand them out to literally anybody. The fuck you mean? Don't make excuses. You could have got one easily. If not federal, at least private. I guarantee you. The student loans exist, man, for everybody.
Did not go to law school and rack up 6 figures in student loans to become a vigilante.
In a Twitter debate, in a discussion about the degenerative storytelling of a character like She-Hulk, someone tries to point out, well, it's women telling her stories, so women should tell stories about women considering they're women. And this had me thinking.
I mean, it's fair. That's a statement. I don't see anything wrong with that statement. You know? I really don't. What's so bad about it? They're about to tell us, I guess.
About this trend, and we see in storytelling where women should write about women, black people should write about black people, gay people should write about gay people. Yeah, and then you're so pandering and segregating.
How's that segregating? Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, there is okay. You know, gay people don't have to only be the ones to write about being gay, right? Women don't have to be the only ones. They don't have to be. But man, does it help because, hey, sometimes a guy has no idea how to write about women, you know? I'll be honest. I lived with mostly women my whole life, but I would not feel comfortable writing about a female character because I don't know what goes on through a woman's mind. Now, if I did studying and research and I'm a skilled writer with, you know, who's able to do all of this and I have a supportive team behind me, sure. But I'm not. So, like, yeah, I don't see a big deal. That's not segregating. It's just like they would probably be the better storytellers about it, right? You know, they lived the experience and all that, but, you know? Like, ideally, the best writer for She-Hulk would be a 6'7" green lady, but I think those are in short supply at the moment.
However, such a thing as being too close to something, where it compromises the thing you're working on, and this is the trend I see in storytelling today. It's not necessarily the best to have women write women, especially that if a woman can't have an objective eye about their own experiences. That's not even their experiences, though. The women that are writing She-Hulk, that's not their experiences. That's some generic experience that they're told about in college that happened to somebody in Mary Tyler Moore's era. All right? This is something that happened 30 years ago.
Bruh, it can still happen today. What do you mean? Like, all right. Like, don't get me wrong, like, the majority of this show is just based off, like, I'm a big green lady, and I get a lot of shit for it, and I have to deal with so much garbage because of it. And it's just like, yes. And also, there's the human aspect of, like, I'm also a single 30-year-old woman who, you know, is just trying to get through and all of this. I'm in debt and all that. Like, it's a classic thing. And the reason why it's a classic is because so many people go through it, right? It's a stereotype for a reason. You wonder, like, who's watching these shows and why these shows keep getting made is because people keep relating to it. It's like, why does every family sitcom have to have mom, dad, 3 kids? Probably because that's the average. That's like the average American experience, right? It's like, you may not have had that, but it's an average for a reason. Look up averages. That's how averages work. Simple math. Oh no, I broke her.
And now we have other people.
I see.
Wow.
Oh, gee, you have $200,000 in student loan debt. Yeah, but you're a rich lawyer and you'll have no problem pulling it off and paying it off.
It depends on your loan. It depends on your interest rates, your payment plan options, and all of that. Not necessarily going to be able to pay it back. One of the biggest lawyers in my town is still paying back his student loans. It's expensive. It's an expensive deal. Not to mention, if you're like 30 years old, you were in law school for like 3 to 4 years after graduation, like treating it like a standard PhD, assuming you didn't fail any classes, have to take any semesters off. Let's say you just perfect. You had an all A all the way. That's only like 5 years to pay off like $200,000. That's expensive. That's like saying you could buy a house in 5 years. Right? You can't. You fucking can't.
Use my law degree that I am still paying off a fortune in student loans for.
All right. These women who come from the She-Hulk writer's room are wealth privilege. You have Dana Schwartz.
Hi, I'm Dana Schwartz.
So, definitely read through this thread.
But they're still women. Like, yeah, they have more money than the average person, but they're still women, so they know how women feel, especially when it's a show about a woman with a high-paying job, and it's written by women with high-paying jobs. Theoretically, that should be fine because they're writing about something they know, right? Like, you can't complain about She-Hulk being a character who's a woman and well paid, and then complain about the writing staff being women and well paid, and just being like, that's not the average experience, and therefore these writers are bad for their role. Like, come on.
Going along with what turned into support group can be waved off as hateful bigots because they were stupid enough to expect entertainment from their entertainment. If storytelling is to improve in the future, we need to get the notion that the storytellers must have the same identity as the characters they're writing for. It is mistaken to think that you're going to get an authentic experience in your story from that, because this is the type of storytelling usually has writers retreating to their own feelings, where rationally it is the last thing on the priority list.
Generally, they're going to be a lot of just better that way, though. They're going to be more true. You may like it less, but what? Like, yeah, probably a woman character written by a guy is going to sit well and better with guys because the guys can be like, she has big boobs and tight waist and big ass. And the other guys be like, yes, I like to see a woman with big boob, big ass. Yeah, but meanwhile, other women are going to look at She-Hulk and be like, she's a woman who struggles to pay off her loans. She gets lonely at nights, not having found a partner, thinking that she's missed her chance pursuing her career. She oftentimes has difficulty within the workplace because of things she can't control. Most women be like, yeah, I relate to that. I don't get it. I don't get your logic of why having the men go, me like, versus women just be like, I relate to that. It's nice.
This is all self-insert crap.
I never realized this stuff. Yeah.
These women come from wealth privilege. They come from a background where they don't understand. They haven't come outside their own narrow little bubble. And they are told how the world interacts and what to think about. And what happens is that they come across as so unlikable.
Much like yourself. I imagine like these women didn't always just have money. I mean, they probably could have, but there's other writers than just them, right? Not to mention the animators, just everyone involved with this. It's just more than them, and you don't know their lives either. Like, I can assume I don't know your life, and I can assume a lot about you because you have more money than me, and yet you have money made by complaining about shit like this. Like, that is one of the most privileged things in the world, right? You have fans, you have people ready to defend you for just talking about why you don't like certain TV shows. That's sick. That's like one of the easiest jobs. Like, try being a lineman, with, like, fucking big-ass electricity ready to kill you at any moment, right? But see, that's a stupid way to debunk, like, why you shouldn't be doing the things you're doing, right? So, I won't say that because it's stupid. It makes no sense. You're just dumb, is what I'm saying.
So self-centered, so narcissistic, such a-holes of women. She-Hulk is an a-hole. She's an asshole. She is. Jennifer is so up her own butt about every little thing that she's annoyed at and upset with.
Bruh, you're making a YouTube you're doing a live stream complaining about it. Like, I'm complaining about this on a live stream, and it will probably become a YouTube video too. If you're watching this on YouTube, what's up? Hey, fourth wall break. But yeah, I'm an asshole about this. I know, I realize it. I just don't care. But you're like saying like she shouldn't care about this, and then you're doing this, and then I'm doing this. You know, you can't call a person asshole or anything like that when you're doing something arguably worse.
These dodos never had to deal with this on their first day at work.
Instead of having real life, real world things that can trigger everybody for them to relate to. Oh no, it's about being catcalled? Are you kidding me? Because you were told that women got catcalled.
Women get catcalled all the fucking time. What the fuck are you talking about? It happens. No one's probably catcalled you, you know. Not trying to be mean, but you look like a mom. You look like someone whose kids are off in college right now, and you're trying to stay cool, young, and hip. Like I'm like the vibes you give off are very angry, and yeah. People get catcalled. I get catcalled. I'm a guy, you know. I'm a dude. I'm a bro. I get catcalled. Whenever I was, you know, walk around with girls, they get catcalled, you know. Shit happens. It still happens to this day. You know, I worked construction, you know. I'd be up, you know, on a roof or some shit, hammering away at, you know, putting shingles on roofs and shit and doing trim and all that. And then, you know, pretty lady walks by and we're like, yeah, pretty lady. Of course, that was generally my girlfriend. So I was allowed to do it because I'm like, yeah, pretty lady. But the other people were still doing it too. They'd see her and be like, damn, she's hot. Good on you. Hey, you're hot. You know? Yeah, people get catcalled.
Walking by construction sites in the 1950s.
Yeah, it's literally construction. Yes, it happens. It happens.
The She-Hulk writer's room I'm talking to directly. These women come from wealth privilege. It cost $70,000 for one of their boarding schools.
So unfair.
I feel terrible for you. You get job opportunities, you get writing opportunities, you get admitted into Brown University. Whereas the rest of us probably wouldn't even get accepted for student loans in the first place.
Bro, everyone can get accepted for student loans. You're thinking about grants. Grants are the ones that are hard to get into. Like, man, bro, you're just a little slow up here, huh? Meanwhile, she's just complaining like, oh, I'm sorry you have job opportunities. You know what? I'm sorry you have a legion of fans ready for you. I'm sorry you get passive income from ad revenue. I'm sorry people are paying subscriptions to watch you. Wow.
To even go into debt to hear about how horrible it is for these women. All right? They have no real semblance of actual struggle. So everything they're mad about is the most superficial, self-centered crap that they write for Jennifer. And
I don't think getting catcalled or being passed up for business opportunities based on sex or student loans, I don't think that's small or superficial. I think those are pretty big issues, like thousands of dollars in debt, being discriminated against. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big issue. You know what's a pretty superficial issue? Complaining about a comedy TV show about a superhero who's also a lawyer. Yeah.
it makes her come off like a C word. She's
C-word.
unlikable. She's narcissistic. She's shallow. She wants to help people, but not if it interferes with her life. All right, there's a little bit of honesty there that sometimes women or people in general don't want to deal with it. Sometimes they don't want to be heroic. But for crying out loud, you're a super...
Wait, it's not real enough. It's not believable enough. You know, honestly, most people probably aren't going to go out of their way to help somebody. But that's not a good message to have in the show. Ah! It's like, wow, pick a side.
Superhero, I'm supposed to look up to you. I'm not supposed to look down on you. This is exactly what went wrong in Star Trek with Seven of Nine. Whereas now she's this horrible, unlikable murderer drunk who's in and out of bed with everybody. It's like, seriously, if my life is better than hers? That is one of the problems that I really, really have with any time they have these writers insert their crap into this because they can't think outside of their own stuff. It's like, yeah, you can write what you know, but don't make it only so specific. Only you can identify with it. And
Bro, most people can identify with being a woman. I'm sorry. She-Hulk twerking ruined my childhood, bro. It ruined me too. It ruined us all.
your little group. So the entire point of this video was they were trying to defend that women should or shouldn't. I can't remember. Was it should or shouldn't? Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob off camera.
We're both off camera. We found an
yeah.
article to add to this video halfway through.
The whole thing is that they're claiming that women writing for women is a recipe for success. At least,
No, I don't want to hear what women have to say about other women. Women hate other women.
Listen. Okay.
You may hate other women. I'm pretty sure most women don't think about other women. You know, unless they're with lesbians or bisexual or pansexual or whatever, then they constantly think about women. Only men. That's literally what she's been saying. Like, she read a whole thread and agreed with the entire thread about how women should not write for women, how gay people should not write for gay people, so on and so forth. It was just like, what? Like, are you salty about it or something? Like, she's so used to being like the archetype for a man, you know, considering like peak woman, because she's like nerdy and into Marvel and shit, that when she sees like a woman just like not being that, she's like, right? She like freaks out and makes 16-minute long videos about it. Barely halfway through this video too, which is painful. It's painful. But hey, we got another one that's, I was about to say longer, it may be shorter, but it's somehow more annoying.
If it was so successful, why is it one of the lowest rated MCU shows on Rotten Tomatoes? Not like we even go by Rotten Tomatoes, because we know...
Well, Rotten Tomatoes is just an aggregator. They just take everything, they compile it, and...
Damn, Stephen Colbert wrote that shit? Insane. Insane what he's doing. But yeah, it's called bombing a site on purpose. Bombing things on purpose. That's a thing that happens, you know. Because I used to do it. I used to do it back in my phase when I was just like, they're putting diversity in shows, it's gonna be bad. To where it's just like, yeah, let's just go bum rush the thing and like make it bad. Like, give it bad reviews and shit. Or let's go bum rush it and give it good reviews on like dumb shit. Like, make as many throwaway accounts as you can. You can do it as many times as you want. But it happens, you know. And considering that one of the larger threads on well, not even threads, but one of the larger posts on iFunny was saying, hey, let's do that. Something that was at least viewed by like 36,000 people, because it had like 36,000 likes. Yeah, there's a good chance that that also happened to the She-Hulk. But also, people probably just don't like the show because it's probably just boring. Right? Like, I wouldn't watch it. I'm not a Marvel guy. I think it'd be boring. I wouldn't like it.
They spit out an average.
Same as with IMDb, and like we saw with the IMDb, they're giving us just as many fake positives as we have fake negatives, so it just kind of balances out.
See, here's how I use Rotten Tomatoes. I just don't look at the score. I take a look at the score. Okay, that's the score. Now, what's behind the score? And I go to the individual.
Anyone who actually looks at scores for anything like this, I don't want to deal with. If you like the movie, you like the movie. If you like the show, you like the show. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's simple. Like, who cares? Oh, you like the movie, but it only has like a 36% on IMDb. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna hate the movie now? No, that's sad. That's stupid. Just enjoy the movie. Say you like it. Like, damn. Oh, you didn't like the movie, but it has like a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Are you gonna say you like the movie now? No, probably not. Who cares? The show is boring, but it got me because it fulfills fantasy of being dominated by bodybuilder women. Fair, bro. Fair. I mean, hey, it sounds like you enjoyed the show in a way, so keep at it. You have my blessing. Whatever it does to keep you away from bodybuilder women who don't consent. If you find one that who wants to fulfill your dreams, by all means, you better cherish that girlfriend. I'm saying.
Individual reviews. The individual reviews have been.
All right, I don't care. I don't care what these people have to say anymore. Let's go on to the Quarterings video, because his is somehow even worse. Because at least with this one, you get like the little however the fucking piano's going in there. You know, the fucking royalty-free music. You know what I'm talking about. It's fun. The Quartering is a comedy channel. Yeah, because he's a joke. Also, I just love the title of the video. She-Hulk hits all-time low for the MCU and woke weirdos celebrate this. And woke weirdos celebrate. This is not family friendly. No punctuation in the sentence except for the big exclamation point at the end. Stupid long title. That's a really dumb title, I'll just say. Also, it hits a low for the MCU. Marvel's hit a lot of lows.
And I don't know if you noticed. Not a lot of people are talking about She-Hulk attorney at law anymore, and it probably coincides with early reports that viewership has been massively dropping off. But to be fair, this is common for all new shows. People tune in, check it out, see what it's all about, and then they move on because
he's an insult despite being married. Honestly, I do get vibes from him because he just sees a woman on a show and he's like, can't watch it. Can't watch it anymore. So sad. I liked it up to this point, but then they had to go woke, like fucking GTA and shit. It's just like, bro. Or like the whole gay Superman, like how it was like a one-off like comic thing that was already like canon and shit, you know, the Superman cousin, like, it's its own universe and it's canon in that universe and all that, and he's just like, but why they gotta do it now? Like, bro, that comic's like 10 years old. Why? Women equal political? Yeah, it's almost like identities are part of politics and shit whenever they're made to be by people like him. Almost as crazy.
it's not for them. And She-Hulk is a show that they told us, the writers told us.
Bro, hold up. This cut. Hold up. I'm not great at editing. If this makes a highlight, you'll see that. But this is pretty bad too.
It's not for them. And She-Hulk is a show that
and She-Hulk is also a show.
they told us, the writers told us, it's not for you. And so, you know, I tune in because it's part of my job and I can see that the show is clearly not for me. But they had a big Yas Slay Queen last week that the entire internet was losing its mind over. But I think it just played itself exactly how we thought it would. That and more after a quick word from this video's sponsor. Huge shout out to this video's
again, just the bad cuts. Bro, just cut it a little bit more. Who's your editor?
Quick word from this video's sponsor. Huge shout out to
huge shout out to this video sponsor.
This video's sponsor, private internet access.
Don't care, don't sponsor. No. They don't sponsor me.
There was a pin comment down below to get private internet
access
today. Now there was a...
God damn it. Why, Redbubble? Why? Why do you do this to me? All right. No more ad.
You know, back about a week ago, there was a big
About a
hullabaloo
week
on
ago.
Twitter where She-Hulk had a conversation about women having to control their anger or fear when they get catcalled or fouled so they don't get ended off this planet, and men calling it woke. Y'all would not last one day as a woman. 230,000 likes. Again,
Of course, he says whammon. Yeah, because it's like whammon. And he's trying to like... I feel bad for PewDiePie. I really do. Because dude was like largely unpolitical, but then all the people just made him political. They're like, he's one of us. Ooga chaka, one of us. Ooga chaka, ooga. Like, no, bro, he messed up once and then tried to move on. Meanwhile, you guys turned it into like, he's going against the woke scolds. And then he started doing that shit. And then he's like, oh, fuck, I am becoming one of them. Let me step away from that. And they're still like, he may not want to be associated with us, but he's still one of us. And it's like, come, stop. Like, I feel bad for the guy. Biggest YouTuber, and I still feel pity for him. You know?
and I am woman, hear me roar. I'm strong, independent women who don't need no man. And some dude being like, hey, nice, hot like a tamale. Some guy yells that to you. And you have to control your anger, and you are suddenly better than all men because, I don't know, you don't have a mental breakdown when somebody says you're pretty.
It's annoying. Being catcalled can be annoying. If you're just trying to like go get milk, you don't want just people yelling at you. It's like, hey, long legs, come here. It's like, who wants to deal with that, right? Who does? Like, I know guys like have that whole thing. It's like, man, I wish I was catcalled. I wish people told me I look good. I wish. Just like, sure, I guess you do, but you don't want just to be constantly berated with shit like that when you don't want it to be. If you want to be catcalled, that's good for you. Not everyone wants to be catcalled. Shit's annoying. I get catcalled. I get yelled at in the street for a lot of things. You know, it's annoying. I appreciate when people do think I look fine, you know, look attractive, I have good clothes on or something. You know, I appreciate someone's like, hey, I like your shirt. Thank you. Hey, I like your hair today. Cool, thanks. I appreciate that. But if I had to deal with, hey, sweet ass, come over here, it's like, no, I'd be annoyed. Right? It's simple logic, but he doesn't get it because no one has ever catcalled him a day in his life, so he has no idea how good or bad it can be. So he only thinks of it as being good.
But the internet wrote endless articles about how stunning and brave it was, and how this movement, you know, the statement, the She-Hulk scene is sparking discourse about female rage and bad dialogue. Because in the scene, of course, She-Hulk.
Bro, please fix your thing right here. Look, you see how like half of it's cut off, like right here at the wrong thing, but we can still see all the fucking ads on the right side? Please fix your display capture. Please, for the love of God. He has 1 million subscribers and he still doesn't know how to work this shit. That's annoying.
Says that, you know, she's so much better. She's had to struggle so much more than the original Hulk at controlling her rage, which is laughable if you know anything about the Incredible Hulk.
Not really. Listen, all right. So I've heard the take. You know, this was like, how is she better at controlling her rage? She didn't go through half the shit. Well, hey, if you didn't go through half of the traumatic shit, you don't have to control your rage as hard because you don't have that big of an issue with it, right? Like, I know the actual canon experience is that she gets annoyed constantly throughout the day. So, you know, women are able to just, they're more practiced and skilled at controlling their anger. But another way you could look at it is that she didn't go through half the shit Bruce Banner went through. So she doesn't have that much rage to control, which, you know, if you know anything about the Hulk, also fair. That's also true. I know that's not the actual explanation, but if that's your holdup, if that's really your thing, you can use that other explanation just to kind of sit through the show if you have to.
And of course, She-Hulk, already is bigger, faster, smarter, and better at being Hulk in just a few minutes. You see here, the scene shows Jennifer and her cousin Bruce, aka the Hulk, discussing their views on anger management. Bruce has struggled for years with rage issues and wants to teach Jennifer to meditate and control her newfound strength. Meanwhile, Jennifer offers a different perspective, focusing on the way women are socialized to suppress their rage. I'm great at controlling my anger, she argues. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me. Depending on your perspective, this is either a smart feminist insight from Marvel, an insult towards Bruce Banner's much more valid reasons to be angry, or simply a cringeworthy example of dyadic screenwriting.
Probably just cringy. That's probably exactly what it is. Also, it's just, I like the explanation I give, because one, I don't care. I don't give a shit about Marvel movies. I don't care about the Hulk. Why would I? But also, like I said, if that's really what annoys you, just use the explanation. Just go. It's just like how Luke Skywalker, with less, everyone's like talking about like, oh, Rey became really good at the Force and lightsaber and being a Jedi faster than Luke or Anakin. It's like, well, hey, Luke was way faster at learning it than Anakin. Is it something to do with the fact that every Skywalker from there on out, or just gets better? Each chosen one has less of an issue, than the one before. There is a reason, I heard that explanation. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I don't care. It's like, damn.
Superhero stories routinely include this kind of socio-political allegory. As such, a lot of the responses to She-Hulk are very predictable, especially the backlash against any kind of feminist commentary. Yeah, I don't want it. Don't want it in my shows. Women have no struggle anymore.
Women have no struggle anymore. Hey, can we use this Marvel character that no one really cares about and make our own show? No, you can. It hurt me man feeling. This reminds me of when a fella will say he's looking for a roommate and they don't got to pay nothing. They just got to be an attractive female. Women really are playing on easy mode. I ain't never had some respectable gent offer to let me stay with him for free. That's a gender-based discrimination, even though I don't want to have a gender. Because genders are for liberal millennials. No, you fucking right. You so goddamn right. Women really do have it easy. They could just pop it whenever they want and get whatever they want for free. Really wish I could do that. Nah, I guess I could go to a Republican National Convention, just pop my pussy for all these guys, and then just have a bunch of sugar daddies. Because we all know how Republicans get it on in the sheets when no one's watching.
They have all the same rights men do. The wage gap has been debunked a million times.
Wage gap has been debunked a million times. This man has been caught on video saying that the wage gap is real. He's like, it's not 70 cents on the dollar. It's only 97 cents on the dollar. It's like, hey, that's still a gap. That's still a fucking gap.
Get out there and be the best woman you can and stop looking for reasons why your life sucks. There is only one reason why your life sucks, and it's you. I mean, it's quite frankly, sure, there are things we can't control, but it is definitely not men. Now,
I can't control men. You know how cool it'd be to control men? Just be like, everyone who identifies as male, you will put Orbeez in the river. That'd be cool. I'd be able to destroy the world. But yeah, no, you can't control men, so that's technically something now you control and something you can be mad about. Following your own logic, but okay.
I don't mean to completely diminish the powerless feeling probably of let's say a woman in an elevator with a couple of men. I'm not going to argue that is a thing that men do not experience. Okay. Feeling uncomfortable in that particular situation. There are situations where men do feel uncomfortable in these types of situations, but for the most part, I understand that. But that's the thing. Everyone already understands that. Saying that out loud doesn't really break any new ground. It doesn't really do any...
Does every statement you need to say have to break new ground? No, not really. Because then like 90% of what we say would be useless, right? Plus, yeah, it's just... We kind of already know about it. Okay. So you're not allowed to say it. Why? It makes us seem like the bad guy. That's it. They hate that. They hate that they just feel like they're being made the bad. They're not. Whenever people talk about this, it's not saying men are bad. Men are the bad guys. It's just like saying like, I feel uncomfortable. It's like, shit. It's not about you. Calm down. Personally, I would not like to be in a room with quartering. I wouldn't. I would feel uncomfortable because it doesn't look like he uses deodorant. I'll be honest. I was trying to find like something else to say that wasn't that, but I'll be honest. It doesn't. I don't think he does. I really don't. I'm sorry, that's mean, but I couldn't think of anything less mean or funnier. So I apologize.
Amazing things for you. And we've seen now, you know, She-Hulk confirms women make better Hulks, period. This is on CBR, which is a garbage website. But, like, this is what you want, right? Like, is this what you wanted? And, like...
Fuck off, ad. Can't have shit. Can't have shit for nothing. At least these ads are skippable. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Is this what you want? Man, get out of here. Just
viewership, She-Hulk ratings on the low end for Marvel on Disney Plus. Several insiders have reported. Now, it's not been covered by actual news sites. Right now, with streaming, we really only have Samba TV as a litmus test in terms of viewership. But many people are reporting massive drop-offs in viewership for She-Hulk. We won't know that for sure.
Probably so. But even then, even if it was a show that wasn't about a female stroke, just the fact that it's She-Hulk, a character that's largely unknown, it wasn't going to get a lot of views anyways. You know, it's like I said, it's not the Avengers, it's not the X-Men, it's just an unknown character. It's like, who the fuck would watch the movie about like the Magician from the Justice League? Probably not as many as people who would watch The Batman, right? And I'll be honest, The Batman is not that great of a movie. I didn't think it was very good. I liked it, but it definitely wasn't like a good movie. But people would probably sit through the 3-hour-long debacle of The Batman way before they would see the Magician movie, right?
Till Samba reports on it. But as of right now, She-Hulk ratings on the low end for Marvel on Disney Plus. Marvel fans did not go out of their way to watch a show that insults them with bad CGI and even worse writing.
It doesn't insult you. They think that like, hey, women good. Oh, I guess that must mean men bad. It's like, no, the fuck, it's not that binary, dude. Quit thinking in ones and zeros, you fucking NPC.
No one saw this coming, right? She-Hulk ratings are on the low end for Marvel on Disney Plus. Samba TV reports 1.5 million households tuned in for She-Hulk premiere in its first 4 days of being released. What's actually odd is that Samba TV always reports 5-day premiere numbers. But for this case, She-Hulk Samba TV reports only 4. Did people stop watching on day 5? No, I don't know about that. Maybe that's just the data they had available. Samba does compare She-Hulk numbers to that of Moon Knight, which had 1.8 million viewers in the first 5 days, but only says She-Hulk delivered numbers on par with Moon Knight. But again, Samba TV only reported 4 days. It could be a typo, too. What we know are articles like this. She-Hulk had the second lowest viewership for a Marvel series. Second lowest.
Okay.
I don't know what was the lowest. Perhaps it was Moon Knight, which isn't really Moon Knight's fault. I think that that's really like, you know, a lesser known character.
Yeah, exactly. A lesser known character. Thank you. Thank you for fucking saying it.
I mean, you know, I don't want to, you know, I'm not here to spin the numbers. It's just what Samba says. 1.5 million is pretty strong. It's pretty strong. It's more than double the only 600,000 people that tuned into Miss Marvel, which I think to date is the worst. But they just completely debased themselves. Yes, I get that it's fun. I get that, like,
I get that it's fun. Meanwhile, here's why it's a problem that it's fun.
You know, they're just having fun in this scene, apparently. But what exactly is the case of strong, independent women? Women are being always spicified and objectified. And here we have a scene where She-Hulk, I'm not going to play the music, it'll probably get claimed, is working. Look at this. Imagine you work for Marvel, right? And you're overpaid video effects person or whatever.
Overpaid. The fuck you mean, bro? They made some of your favorite movies. Why the fuck you gonna call these people overpaid?
And like, hey, we need you to do more CGI on She-Hulk's rear end so she can twerk.
Bro, you can just
Like,
say ass. You don't have to say rear end.
It's fine. It's fun. It's cringe. It's not for me. But like, what is this? Like, what is this?
It's twerking.
I don't know. You're twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think twerking. First of all, I don't think twerking is hot.
Okay,
It's
cool.
just- I don't know. Apparently, like, look, you know,
No one
fellas who
asked.
like a big juicy booty, you can have them. Like, you know, I like it. I don't like it to jiggle all over the place. I like prefer it to be a little, you know, tighter. But like,
Cool, just have to throw it in there. I don't like a big fat ass. I like a little tight ass. Like, why? Who the fuck cares? Why would you say it? It's weird. Just interject it.
that's just me. If people like it, I don't think this trend of like women eating a certain way and doing certain exercises to get gigantic rear ends so that they can jiggle it all over the place is it a good thing. I don't think it's being a good role model. I think that the dance move is up.
Man, I don't think women aiming for the body they want is a good thing. I don't think women trying to be happy with how they look is a good thing. I think it's a poor role model. Bro, wait till you hear about gym rats. Wait till you hear about bodybuilders, crossfitters, joggers. Holy shit. They eat a certain way and exercise in a certain way to look how they want to look. They're doing it for them. They're doing it because they like it. It ain't for you, bro. It's not about you. They're not getting this big ass to impress you. They're doing it so they feel good about themselves. Whether that's through the outside validation of people or not is not your business. Whether it's just because they like how they look, that's probably the majority of the reason why, you know? Like, I go to the gym and shit. Like, I like my little six pack here. I like my little chest. It ain't big, it ain't impressive, but it's there. But it's mainly underneath my shirt. And then I wear shirts that are like 2 sizes too large anyways, to where no one can see it. Because I don't go to the gym and I don't diet for other people. I do it for me. I do it to, feel good about myself. I like how I look. I like my body. It makes me feel cool. It ain't for weirdos like you. That's what people mean by objectifying women, is seeing like everything they do for your own personal pleasure, instead of like, maybe they're a person with complex emotions and feelings and they just want their body to look a certain way.
Obviously, like, objectifiable and is like overtly like bedroom related stuff.
Overtly bedroom related stuff. Bruh, anything can be overtly bedroom related stuff. I could literally just be like, boom, overtly bedroom related dance. Right there. Look, there it is right there. People said fucking Elvis was overtly bedroom related because he was shaking his hips on stage in the 50s. Man, you gotta get with the times, bro. You gotta get better arguments.
So there you go, your teen audience, you know, like your teen girl audience. You get to see her twerk, which she does not twerk very well.
CGI.
I will kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion. Dial it back.
I would kill for you. So, you know, Slay Queen, Stan.
Slay, Queen, and Stan. And hey, this is another Redbubble ad that I don't feel like sitting through, so we're just gonna call that one done. Ah, God, what big fucking nerds these people are. Just literal nerds. Like, mad over a TV show, and they're like, when they don't have real struggles. Anyway, here's a 16-minute video about like why this offends me personally. It's just, dude, the irony's lost on them. I love it. I love it. And yeah, I'm not mad these people make a video about it. I just think it's funny. It's funny to laugh at them.